trying to trust the process, This is not going well. Hey guys, it's Keegan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a get ready with me for my college graduation. That's so crazy to say. I'm just gonna like start getting into it, but this is going to be like a little chit chatty get ready with me that I'm also going to be telling you guys about all the products that I'm using, everything that I'm going to be using. I'll even try to like link the brushes that I use down below, so if you're curious about what anything is or if I didn't mention something, it will all be down below for you guys. This is also very similar to my everyday makeup. I have been getting a lot of questions to do a tutorial of my everyday makeup. This is a little bit more glam than my everyday makeup, so I'll just tell you guys the things that I'm substituting where my everyday makeup would typically be. I'm really excited. I feel very unreal. Like, this does not feel real right now that I'm getting ready for graduation. I'm starting off with priming my face. This is such a great primer for like blurring out your skin and filling in your pores. This is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. It is stunning. I honestly should just start using this when I'm not wearing makeup too, because I just find that it gives your skin such this like beautiful blur. Do you see that? I don't know if you can tell with the lighting here, but it's stunning. And I mainly just put it in my nose and like by my cheeks, kind of where I have a little bit bigger of pores, and sometimes I'll just kind of put it in the center of my face as well. This next thing that I'm using is honestly the secret formula to my makeup. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is a primer, and let me tell you, this has so much hype around it. This deserves the hype around it. If there's any product that deserves the hype, it is this. I have been getting so many compliments on my makeup. Yesterday, my mom's sister and I were furniture shopping for my next apartment. Crazy. I'm gonna do a whole video about like where I'm living and everything, but this lady that we like knew and ran into, she stopped us and we were talking to her, and then she like in the middle of the conversation, she was like, "Keegan, what makes your skin look so glowy and dewy?" And I was like, this. I've gotten so many people to purchase this. I think it's sold out right now, but when it comes back in stock, it just gives you the most effortless glow, and it just looks like you're like glowing from within. I completely forgot a step. So this is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I have this in light creme brulee. I think it's a little dark for me, but I have a few acne marks, not that many, mainly just that one right there. And so I like to take my finger with this and I'll just pat it over the blemish to cover it, and then it makes like a nice clean canvas for when I do my makeup. If you guys don't know, I used to have severely bad acne. I actually did a video on how to cover acne back in the day, but I was on Accutane, so that's why my skin's a little bit clearer now. But my skin was so bad, and I used to use this before foundation, after primer, before foundation, and it would just help so much, just make me use a lot less product because my skin was already prepped. So for foundation, I am using the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. Obsessed with this stuff. The main reason that I'm using this today is number one, it's full coverage. Number two, I self-tanned. I don't know if you can see on my neck, and this is the foundation that matches that the best. Okay, I may have gotten too much. I did 2 pumps. I normally do 1. I mean, we're going for like, we're trying to look our best, you know? Like, I want to look back on this. I want my children to look back on this day and be like, dang, mom was hot, you know? Like, that's what I'm going for. But on an everyday basis, when I'm not self-tanned, I use the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer, and I mix it with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Foundation Primer, which is also what I'm doing. So I don't know if you can see, I have the Lancome and the Charlotte Tilbury just like dotted on my face, and I'm taking a Morphe M439 brush, literally the best brush ever, and I'm just blending it in my face in circular motions. I will say that NARS concealer might kind of come off a little bit, but that's okay. Typically, if I was trying to like really cover my acne, I would use a sponge and pat my face instead of this brush, just because rubbing it around can kind of make that concealer lift off my face a little bit. But I don't really care that much because I only have that one spot. But again, if you are trying to cover a significant amount of acne, I would recommend a beauty blender so you're not like moving the foundation around. I still have quite a bit of foundation left on my hand. I have this beauty blender. This is actually a Real Technique sponge, and it's a body sponge. This is not damp. I haven't dampened it. I probably should. I just don't want to. I'm not gonna lie. It just annoys me to have to dampen the beauty blender. So I just pat my skin to get rid of any brush marks. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that foundation in the back of my hand on the sponge and just kind of put it where I want a little bit more coverage, which is just kind of around my nose. If you guys don't know, women get redness around their nose because of like hormonal things. So I just like to cover that. I've also been getting a lot of acne scarring around my lips, which I think is super weird. So a little bit there, kind of buffing out any marks from the foundation brush. I'm actually going to take a cotton round and just wipe the back of my hand just so I don't get foundation all over my clothes if I like rub my hand on it. You can see a little bit there. So my favorite favorite concealer at the moment. This is the Bling Bright On Concealer. As you can see, it kind of matches my jacket, but it has like a nice pink undertone, and I have some pink undertones in my skin, which I find it nice to keep those pink undertones when I self-tan. And then I always take a little bit and put it on my brow bone, and I use that as eyeshadow primer. I think I may have put like a little bit too much right now, but I tried to do the trick where you like put it in your inner corner and then on your outer corner. If you've been watching TikToks, you guys have probably seen that trick. And I'm using that same sponge. Probably should have dampened it again, just don't feel like it. It's huge, so I'm fine with it. And I'm just gonna pat it in. I have really deep set creases under my eyes, so I will probably be patting this in a few times before I set it completely, because I've been trying to use some cream products. I feel like everyone's been using cream products. I kind of just see what I see on TikTok and copy everyone, and I've really been liking cream products. So I'm trying to be between which contour bronzer stick that I want to use. I have two here that I really like equally. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, and then this is the Rare Beauty Powder Boost Bronzer Stick. I like this more for a bronzy look. I like this more for a contour, so maybe we'll do both. I love this Rare Beauty one. It's so creamy. I find the highest point of my cheekbone and just right under that. Before I used to apply it here, I'm applying it a little bit higher, so like literally right under my cheekbone. And then I'm gonna put it on my jawline just to look snatched. I actually don't typically do this, and I typically don't use both. I don't think I've ever used both, so we'll see how this goes. This has been my favorite thing for blending in cream products. This is the Morphe M6. It's so good. I blend it in circular motions, and I try to blend it up. I try to avoid blending down because that will drag down your face, and I'm going for more of a lifted look as opposed to a more dragged down look. But you can see I'm kind of blending it up, and then I'm just gonna blend this contour, you know, get rid of that double chin. I think that I just started doing this on my jawline yesterday for the first time, and I was like, I look snatched. Let's keep doing that. Do you guys see how like easily this is just blending in? It's such a creamy stick, but what I love about it, this is not sponsored by the way, no makeup brand is sponsoring this. I just love that it looks so natural. I'm kind of like, should I do more? Like, is this not enough? I'm gonna do the contour stick. We'll do the contour stick to contour. I'm doing it in the same place. You can see that is much darker than the contour stick from Rare Beauty. And then again, just blending this. I've never used these products in tandem, so we'll see if this looks horrible or if this looks, you know, snatched. I'm trying to look snatched today, you know? Okay, I'm noticing that my acne is poking through, so I might use... That looks horrible. I feel like I look really dirty. I don't know why I'm doing this, but here I am. I'm committing. And then I just try to blend this up as well, but also for my forehead, I don't mind dragging it down because I want to make my forehead appear a little bit smaller. Fun fact about my forehead, from here to here is 5 fingers. From the arch of my eyebrow to the top of my widow's peak, 8 fingers. I have an 8 head. I know, kind of embarrassing. I'm gonna take that foundation brush and right here kind of carve that out a little bit and maybe just diffuse the edges, because this still has a little bit of foundation on it. Obviously not a lot, but it just has the leftover residue. And then I always just tap everything out as much as I possibly can. Okay, we're gonna go back in with that NARS. Maybe I should wait till the very end to do this, but there you go, covered. I'm gonna blend out the edges a little bit, but that's just so easy. I'm obsessed with this stuff, guys. It's so good. I probably should get a shade that matches my skin when I'm not self-tanned. This has been my favorite blush recently. I've really been into Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Pinkgasm blush. I actually have the same foundation brush. I kind of want to get one of these brushes for the blush brush, but whatever. I'm gonna do kind of like on my cheekbone a little bit. This might be too much. I'm gonna do a dot of it on my nose because I like that look. And then we're just gonna kind of blend it in. I'm kind of just like patting and moving it around and not so much rubbing it because I don't want to rub off the foundation underneath it, which is why I don't think this is the best brush for this, but this is, you know, what I have. We're gonna take the Beauty Blender sponge. I keep calling it a beauty blender even though it's Real Techniques, but you know what I mean. And again, all these will be linked down below. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Well, I kind of want it more in the apples of my cheeks. I feel like I always see people being like, no, don't put in the apples of your cheeks, but if you like it, then that's what you should do. And that's what I like. And we all have such different face shapes, which I think is important to keep in mind. So it's like, it may not look good on some people, but on other people, it does. I will say though, if you're putting it on the apples of your cheeks, don't smile because it's right here. And then when you don't smile, when you have a natural resting face, it drags it down a little bit. So I always just try to put things a little bit higher than I typically would want it. This is the best highlighter ever, ever, ever. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Spotlight. Guys, it's so good. I also was not wearing this yesterday. I completely completely forgot to put it on, because sometimes I will like set my face and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had like a ton of cream products. So when the lady complimented me, it was the primer. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of this out. I just think this is like the most stunning, and I think this can look good on like almost any skin tone. I always put it on the tip of my nose because I think that looks cute, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Just flawless, you guys. This is the brush that I'm using, the Morphe R36. I don't know if this is like the best brush for cream products, but this is what I have. And I didn't want to go out and buy like a ton of new stuff. When I rub this in my nose, I go back and forth, and then I kind of go up and down the bridge of my nose, and then here we go. And then I'm just kind of patting it in, and I'm gonna take what's ever left and kind of just put it above my eyebrows for like a little glow there as well. And then cannot forget, pat it in. I don't want it to look like I have like just straight zebra stripes on my face. I want to be glowing, but not to the point people are like, too much, you know? So just gonna take the blush brush, kind of pat the edges closest to the blush, kind of blur in that line. Okay, now we're gonna set. I don't know if you can see this. I have extreme creases under my eyes. Just like I said, I have really deep set creases. I go back and forth between two powders. This one is Laura Mercier, and the other one is the Rare Beauty one. The Rare Beauty one is more finely milled, but I've used the Laura Mercier one in photography before, and so that's the one that I kind of trust more because I've had more experience with it, but they're both equally really good. Taking it on the flat end, that might be way too much, you guys. That might be a little much, but that's okay. And I like really try to press it into my eye, especially on top of my eyelid as well. And then I take the sponge and I do it on the center of my forehead, my chin, and then right here where I have the acne, and then right here around the corners of my nose. That's where I like to really press the powder in. And then I will take a big powder brush. This is the Sigma Large Powder F50. Honestly, this is one of the best brushes that I own, and I'm just gonna pat the tiniest bit of powder around my face just to set everything else, because it's hot in Arizona. It's like 100 degrees outside, and I don't want to sweat through my ceremony. So this just locks it and helps me not sweat and rub all my makeup off. But I'm using the tiniest amount, just set the rest of my face. Oh, my air conditioning just turned off. I don't know if you could hear that. I am now trying to decide, do I want to use powder products as well? I've seen people just, you know, go like this. I've also seen people use powder products on top of their cream, typically on an I'm already getting it ready. I'm doing it. Typically on an everyday basis, I don't powder on top of my cream products with like colored makeup other than like a setting powder. I'm using, this is the Sigma F29 brush and the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, and I'm just kind of warming up my face a little bit. I find that powder can sometimes make me lose a little bit of my glow, or not my glow, just my color. The Laura Mercier blush in Watermelon is my favorite thing in the entire world, you guys. I think it's stunning on a Morphe E4, and then just kind of put it here, just pat it. I just think it's like the most natural, like just like beautiful, young looking rosy cheek. Stunning. Do I want to contour? We're gonna do it. The Morphe M53 Hoola bronzer. I love this brush. I literally just like kind of tap it right here, and that's it. I don't want too much, a little bit, and then, you know, maybe up here a little bit, just to even it out. This is more than I typically do. Like I said, like I keep continuously saying, I'm gonna just put it right here as well. And then I always take my powder brush, kind of blend that out. Honestly, this is something that I shouldn't do, but I'm going to. I'm gonna add more of the cream highlight. For a powdered highlight, I really love the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder and Highlight 01. I think it's a very similar one. It's just a little bit more cool toned. Like I would say this is very similar to it. This is just more warm toned. And yes, this could totally ruin my powdered products. And that's just why I'm gonna, oh no. Is this not going the way I wanted it to? I was just gonna tap this in. Trust the process. I'm trusting the process. Maybe I should not have done this, but here we are. Oh no, oh no, oh no. This has worked for me so many times. Why is this not working today? Trying to trust the process, trying to trust the process. This is not going well. Oh wow, this just rubbed off. Oh, okay, powder everywhere, powder everywhere. This just rubbed off a lot of my makeup, and typically it doesn't do that. So I don't know why it's doing that today. Okay, I'm adding more. Oh no, I completely added it in the wrong spot. This is going bad. This is, no, I literally have a zebra stripe. Oh no, 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 no. I messed up, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like overheating right now. Maybe it's because the air conditioning turned off. Maybe it's because I messed up. Like on this side, I don't think it looks bad. On this side, it does not look good. I'm not wearing anything under this hoodie or else I would take this off. Okay, well, I think I fixed it. I mean, there is, you know, a little bit of a line right there. It's not very great. It's not so great. This is my favorite quad. This is incredible. I keep getting compliments every time I wear this. This is the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I am taking the lightest matte shade. It's kind of like a pinky purple shade. I'm running that through my crease, and I'm also dragging it down on the outer half of my eye. It's stunning. And I'm using the Morphe M441. I'm taking that same brush and just running it on the lower lash line, but I stop right here. I don't continue right there because I think that kind of makes me look a little sick, but I love having it on my lower lash line because I feel like it kind of opens up my eyes more. Right now it looks a little crazy, but we will fix it. Don't you worry. I keep saying trust the process, but clearly with the highlighter, the process was not trusted. The process should not have been trusted. So maybe you guys should just disregard every single thing that I say in this video because clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about. My roommate is blow drying her hair right now, so if you can hear the hair dryer, sorry. On a little dense flat top brush, the Morphe M124, I am taking the shimmery shade right here. I love this shade. It literally is stunning, and honestly on the eyes it looks nothing like this. And I'm just putting this on the inner half of my eyelid. It just is like so iridescent and just stunning. Just on the inner half because I have that crease shade on the outer half of my eye. I typically like to keep my eyes pretty light just because even though I am tanned, I'm just naturally a pale person, so I feel like it doesn't look good on me. I feel like you guys can totally hear my roommates talking outside my bedroom, and I totally apologize. I'm gonna brush away any powder. Yeah, you guys can definitely hear my roommates. They're speaking a little loudly. I'm looking for a brush. Okay, so we're gonna use this brush. This is not the brush that I typically would use. This is just an angled brush, and I'm using a dark brown eyeshadow. That quad does not have a dark brown eyeshadow in it. So this is the Too Faced The Natural Nudes palette, and I'm using the darkest brown shade called Truffle. And I am gonna take this on the outer half of my eyes. Oh, my roommate stopped blow drying her hair. Just lining the outer half of my eyes. Do you see the little line right there? And then I'm gonna do a tiny, 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 tiny wing. Just a little flick. And that did not turn out so well. So I am going to blend it out at the very end. Ooh, I just got on the center of my lid. Maybe I shouldn't be talking and doing this. Tiny, tiny baby wing. I can never make my wings even. I suck, you guys. Now, I'm just gonna take out this fluffy brush, M433, and then I'm just gonna kind of blend it out just to make it look a little bit hazier and less obvious that I messed it up. I kind of love that this kind of thickens my lash line, makes my lashes look thicker, and when you blend it out and looks hazy, it's just not as harsh. Now, we're done with the eyes. Very simple, very, very, very simple. We're gonna do the eyebrows first and then mascara. Benefit Pomade. I am in the shade 2.5 Natural Blonde. Oh, Neutral Blonde. Obviously, I can't read. Brushing this out. This is a Morphe M159 brush, and everyone fills in their eyebrows very differently, so I feel like even if I show you guys how I do it, it still probably won't help you guys because your brows are probably different than mine. But I just fill in the outer 3/4 of my brow, and I leave this blank because I still have a pretty thick brow naturally. Brushing. My eyebrows are crazy. My eyebrows are crazier than I am. The Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I literally love this stuff. I feel like Benefit makes the best eyebrow stuff. This is so great, especially for the tail, because this is like a paddle essentially, and I literally just lay it down on my brows, make sure all the hairs are pointing the same direction. I will also use this stuff on like my baby hairs, like my flyaways. My brows have been like thinning out recently. I don't know if it's like stress or age, but I'm gonna fill in the sparse spots that I have here. Beautiful. Now let's do mascara. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. I have no idea where this eyelash curler is from. I got it in the 6th grade or the 5th grade. My mom got it from our local grocery store, and it has no logo on it, and it's better than any other lash curler I've ever used. I feel like I look super crazy right now, but when I put on mascara, it will all go. This is the Lancome Lash Idol mascara. Literally, you guys, the Idol line for Lancome is so good. My friend Macy uses this mascara, and her eyelashes pop off constantly. I'm only putting this mascara on my lower lash line, not my lower lash line, my upper lashes, and you guys will see what different mascara I use on my lower lashes in a second. Look at that. The way that it opens up my eyes is incredible. I will say this stuff is like near impossible to get off though. I do have a little bit of mascara on my eyelid. My trick for that is to wait for it to dry, and then you can just use a Q-tip and it will flake off. You don't even need to get it wet. It doesn't take too much of your eyeshadow off. This is a brown mascara. It's the Maybelline Sky High Waterproof Brown. I like a brown mascara on my lower lash line because I find that a black one is just too much, but I also want to put something on it so it's not too top heavy. Kylie Jenner's makeup artist Ariel has this trick. That's where I learned it from, and I just find it balances out the eyes too much, because I also think it looks kind of creepy when the lower lashes are too much. I'm gonna put a little bit more on the upper lashes just to make them look a little wow. I'm not gonna wear false lashes just because I'm so bad at false lashes that I'd rather put a lot of mascara and have long eyelashes than have my false eyelashes like basically be coming off. Do I look crazy? Okay, let's talk lips. I'm gonna take my hair down. I'm gonna line them a little bit over. This is from Laura Mercier. It's the lip liner in Plumberry. My roommates are right outside my room talking. I apologize, you guys. I'm gonna take a Q-tip and just wipe off my lips. I have a lot of foundation and just junk on them, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I have no idea how to overline my lip. The trick that I see a lot of people doing is to only overline this part right here and have the inner corners match your natural lip line. That's what Makeup by Mario recommends. I actually only overlined the center and I didn't overline the sides. I didn't even line the sides because I was too scared. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention to the camera, and then it told me I was recording for too long, so it stopped. But I'm taking the Maybelline lipstick in Peach Buff in the matte shade, and all I'm doing, I'm putting it in this, there's a bug, oh my god, do not get in my lipstick. I'm putting it in the center of my lip, not the sides, and I'm gonna take my finger. Beautiful. That is the completed makeup. If I was using the setting spray, I would use this one from Rare Beauty, the Always Optimist mist, except for this is a beautiful glowy mist, except for it makes your makeup so dewy that it can easily slide off, and since I have my cap on and off, I just don't want to risk that. So I'm going to start curling my hair. I have a tutorial on how I curl my hair, but I'm actually going to blow dry this section of my hair right here. My hair's dry. I've never done this dry, so we'll see how this goes, but I'm gonna do this really quickly and then I'll tell you what I just did. What I did was just super simple, but I feel like it makes a huge impact. So I got my hairbrush wet a little bit and I just wet these front sections, and then I took them in front of my face and I used my blow dryer and I just went like this, and I find that it just separates my hair and it kind of makes it look a little downwards facing instead of going out. I like the way that looks when I curl my hair more, especially with my cap, how it kind of covers. I like how it lays my hair out. Just gonna brush it out. I got a different brush wet, not this one. And then I'm gonna curl my hair. No idea if my curling iron is heated up or not because I just turned it on, quite frankly. This is the curling iron that I use. It's the Babyliss Pro. I will link it down below. I have the bigger and the smaller barrel. I like the bigger one better. I just think it gives like a nicer, beachier wave. So I do have a tutorial that is very in-depth. I filmed this tutorial when I had super long hair, if you guys remember that era. But learning how to use a clamp curling iron was like my quarantine goal, and I finally figured it out, and I feel like I finally found a way to explain it to people that makes sense. I do not think this curling iron is heated up enough, but it gives these kind of like ugly ringlet curls, and then you let them cool down, and then it gives you the most beautiful beach wave. So I'm gonna curl my hair and show you guys when I'm done. I also did put a heat protectant in my hair after I washed it. Oh, this is not good. That got stuck. I used the Olaplex oil, which is a heat protectant. Time lapse. I'm done. I'm not really sure if I liked this. I think I hate that, but we'll see. I just let my curls cool down. This is the Kevin Murphy Do-Over Dry Powder Finishing Hairspray. It's not a typical hairspray. It's more of like a texturizing spray, but I find that it holds my curls the best. Okay, then spray it in the back. A little. Okay, now I'm just gonna take my hairbrush and brush through the curls, and there we go. I actually think I do like this now. I never like it when my curls are like very ringlety, but then when I brush it out, I'm like, yeah, there's most definitely hairspray in my mouth. So this is the hair and makeup. I'm gonna wear this for both my graduations. If you guys don't know, I have 2 graduations. I have one for all undergraduates, then I have one for the business school and for my major. So if you guys want to see what I'm wearing, I'm vlogging both of these days. The vlog should already be up. I'll link them down below for you guys, but this is it. My graduation hair and makeup. Thanks so much for watching. Everything that I'm using will be linked down below. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!